terms of the free rewards for this week, GTA Online players who connect their Rockstar Games Social Club account to Prime Gaming will get $125,000 this week just for logging into the game. If you already have Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime is included, which means you are eligible for these benefits. Moving into all the discounts, we always start these buyer's guides with the major property discount for the week, and this week is 40% off all auto shops and 40% off additional auto shop upgrades and auto shop modifications. If you only have $1.5 million to spend in game, buy an auto shop. This discount makes this auto shop much more affordable, and here's my top 5 reasons why I think you should absolutely purchase one this week if you have not already. First, owning an auto shop gives players access to various contracts like the Union Depository Robbery, the Prison Escape, IAA, Merryweather, and more. And contracts are useful for these contracts, and auto shops basically act as a base of operations for the contracts like clubhouses do for its own set of businesses. With double money on contracts for this next week as well, you can easily make back your investment in buying an auto shop property in less than a couple hours of playtime this week. If you want to see a money guide on all the best contracts and missions to farm for fast, Rockstar introduced the new Junk Energy Skydive event activities. There are 10 of these skydives in total that are scattered across the map that you can access, and completing each of these skydives awards you with $5,000. And if you go on to complete all of these, there will also be a completion bonus on top of that with extra rewards for you and your character. But that's it for the new content this week. Like I said, we did get a new background update and patch that addressed a few in-game issues, but first, let's talk about all the free vehicles and other purchasables that you can unlock this week. So, starting off with this week's podium vehicle at the Diamond Casino and Resort, we have the Uber-mocked SC1, which is a $1.6 million car, I think normally, so definitely worth trying to win this week. Modding Bay also has its own set of optional upgrades like car lifts to boost customer mods, and hiring mechanics to speed up delivery of customer vehicles. You get a personal garage with the auto shop, which can hold 10 cars of your own personal cars, and this will eliminate the need for you to invest in other garages separate from this, and it's also convenient for you to store your vehicles at a place where they can be customized. Your luxury auto showroom vehicles this week consists of the Pegassi Zentorno and the Dinka Jester RR, and then Simeon's car dealership has a bunch of vehicles on offer, and we have the Benefactor Dubsta, the Bravado Greenwood, the Ubermax Sentinel XS, the Bravado Yuga Classic, and the Vapid Retinue Mark II. Now, this week's free rewards, you can log in to unlock the Orange Tech Demon Mask, as well as we have a free money bonus for logging in, which is a standard land racing. It has a very high top speed that can beat a majority of vehicles from the super vehicle class, and the RSX has a better than average acceleration in the game, almost on par with the Italy GTO. It has an active aerodynamic wind that activates shortly after acceleration. However, it doesn't really seem to have a massive impact on performance or braking power, and the Italy RSX's handling is slightly unstable in some situations, so definitely keep that in mind. Road imperfections seem to be much more exaggerated with this car, and that's going to make you more prone to spinning out. After that, we have 30% off the Obey Tailgater S. This vehicle has superb traction despite its rear-wheel drive layout, and it has a decent top speed and handling. However, the Achilles heel with this vehicle is its weight, which hinders its acceleration and will also make this car struggle against vehicles such as the Calico GTF, the Jester RR, and even the Comet S2. Braking power is also average due to the weight, and despite turning well, it tends to understeer if one turns a sharp corner flat out. The Tailgater S's advantage, however, is that it has a good resistance against collisions, and the wheels won't bend as easily compared to similar cars, making it an ideal choice for getaways and transport where you're more likely to crash the car. Moving on, we have 40% off the Karen Sultan Classic. Acceleration and top speed are very good like any sports sedan car, but in terms of top speed, it is outclassed by most high-end sports cars in the game, especially the Pariah, the Italy GTO, and the Banshee 900R. Lowering the suspension makes the car prone to wheel spin, subsequently making it hard to control, and being an all-wheel drive vehicle, it can do well in off-roading if the suspension is not upgraded. Moving on, we have 40% off the Inis Urus. Despite its suggestive designs, the Urus is one of the slowest cars in the game, as its acceleration and speed are far inferior to all other sports cars in the game. Nevertheless, though, the Urus still has better speed and acceleration than most other cars in the game. Handling and braking on this vehicle are also fairly good as well. After that, we have 40% off the Dinka RT3000. This vehicle has a very good top speed and acceleration, but it is hindered by its extremely poor traction. It's going to wheel spin massively on hard launch, which does unfortunately negate its good acceleration capability initially, but once this vehicle is on the move, it catches up to the vehicles ahead pretty fast. Due to its poor traction though, it suffers from massive oversteer and unstable characteristics when turning around corners, despite having precise and sharp steering feels to it. The braking also seems to be the strong suit of this vehicle, as it halts the vehicle from high speeds on a dime, even beating the best vehicles of its class like the Caligo GTF. Overall, this vehicle does remain a fantastic drifter despite what I said about the handling. After that, we have 40% off the Karen Futo GTX. This vehicle has a good speed and acceleration, but its strong suit is being able to drift around corners with ease. Like its original counterpart, however, it does have weak resistance against hard collisions, as its wheels can bend from repeated collisions, which can greatly affect its handling. Competition-wise though, it doesn't fare well in races due to its tendency in wanting to drift upon turning, and it's easily outclassed by vehicles with more grip than it, and its body roll is also noticeably high when turning hard corners. After that, for number 7, we have 50% off the Karen 190Z. The acceleration and top speed are below average on this vehicle for its class, even when improved with upgrades. However, this vehicle handles exceptionally well and is capable of making tight turns and maintaining power slides with minimal effort. This makes it a great vehicle for beginner drivers in GTA Online. At number 8, we have 40% off the GB200. This shows an excellent traction both on and off-road with this vehicle, along with very good braking, agile handling, and very good acceleration. However, it does suffer from snap oversteer when you lift off the throttle during cornering. Additionally, due to the high engine resistance, the GB200 suffers from a relatively low top speed compared to other cars in its class. On loose gravel and dirt trails, however, the GB200 is incredibly stable and composed, aided in part by its relatively smooth power delivery. At number 9, we have 40% off the Vapid Clique. For a 50s vehicle, the Clique has a remarkable speed and handling around corners. The handbraking can be easily used to make tight turns without issues. If given full suspension upgrades, the Clique's wheels will have negative camber, further improving the car's turning radius. And lastly, at number 10, we have 40% off the Albany Manana. Despite featuring a modeled V8 engine, this vehicle feels very underpowered, possibly owing to its heavy weight. Acceleration is sluggish, and the vehicle has an excessive body roll and bad weight distribution, which may lead to fishtailing at high speeds. It seems like it handles like a boat, and overall, the coolest part about this vehicle is actually just paying more money and applying all the Benny's upgrades, turning the Manana into a proper lowrider vehicle in GTA Online. With all that said, we have reviewed every major discounted purchase in GTA Online this week, and when it comes to the questions you may be asking about what you should buy and what you should avoid buying, I recommend that you buy the Grotti Itali RSX, the Obey Tailgater S, the Karen Sultan Classic, the Dinka RT3000, and then the Anis Urus is kind of a toss-up between you can buy it and get away just fine, or you can avoid buying it and also be just fine. That's totally a personal decision, and it's kind of right there in the middle. I can't really say you should do either or with the vehicle, but when it comes to what to avoid buying, definitely avoid buying the Clique, the Karen Futo GTX, the Vapid GB200, the Karen 190Z, and then of course the Albany Manana. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And since the air freight cargo sell missions are on double money, you can probably guess what discounts we have this week. So moving on to the property and vehicle discounts. Starting off with the property discounts, we have 40% off all hangars in the game, plus 40% off all hangar modifications and upgrades. And then moving on to the vehicle discount, $1,960,000, 30% off the Luxor Deluxe for $7 million, 50% off the Swift for $800,000, 40% off the FH1 Hunter for $2,473,800, 35% off the RM10 Bombushka for $3,847,025, 30% off the V65 Molotov for $3,351,600, and then finally 30% off the Tula as well for $3,621,509. Highway with a par time of 2 minutes and 5 seconds. For this one, I'd recommend the Shotaro, the Hakuchu Drag, or the Batty 801 if you're into motorbikes, and if you're into cars, just try out the fastest car in the game like the Pariah, or Itali GTO, or the Krieger, or the Emrys, or like I said, a top tier bike. Your RC Bandito time trial for the week is Cemetery with a par time of 1 minute and 20 seconds. We do have a new premium race this week, and if you're on next-gen consoles, which I'm not, so I can't show you the race, but the HSW time trial is Textile City with a reward of beating this time trial of $250,000. Now, we do have a new background update, which I wanted to talk about in this vehicle, and this information is coming from TezFun2, so credit to him for bringing this information to our attention. This background update for GTA 5 Online this week patched several dupe glitches, probably for different car dupes and things like that to earn money. Rockstar also fixed an issue with gaining rep during the tuner setup impounded car at the Vespucci police station variant of that mission. And then Rockstar also addressed some fixes for clipping bugs with having motorcycles featured on Simeon's showroom. This is most likely for tomorrow's event because he did tweet it actually yesterday late at night. And then we also have new vehicles that were added to the clipping bug fix function of prize rides and podium vehicles. These aren't new podium vehicles or prize rides, these are just the new vehicles that were added to the clipping bug fix function. For prize rides, we have the Infernus Classic, the Casco, the Nero Custom, and the Type-In, and then for podium vehicles, we have the SC1, which is relisted here, the Cara 6x6, and the Astron. This isn't in order, and it's not guaranteed to be the only vehicles featured here. It does not appear that we have new GTA Plus rewards, but if we do get those, I'll be talking about that here on the channel as well, just so you can stay updated. Those are going to be paid rewards again, just like every month, so they're probably not going to be worth it, but if you do buy it, you do get some extra rewards with GTA Plus as just a bonus there. But that is everything featured with this update. I'd love to get your comments and thoughts on this in the comments below. For discounts, a lot of it's aircraft, just because of course the hangars are on discount, and then we have a lot of aircraft discounts. We have 2 car discounts, that being the Moonbeam and the Jester Classic. I was really hoping that we would get a better set of bonuses. I mean, the air freight cargo sell missions on double money are okay, but it's still probably not worth doing in my opinion. A little bit more now because it is double money, but not much more, and not worth sacrificing Cayo Perico, your other businesses, and your grinding and things like that. The new skydive event is welcome in this game. Of course, always having new things to do, like new content's fun, but the fact that we've gone 3 separate weeks in September and not receiving any new vehicles, and then last week during one event week we got the Conjo SJ and the post loot all at once, you know, why not just do 1 vehicle a week like normal Rockstar? I'm not sure what their plans are. I'm not sure why they're doing this. The 10F was also speculated to release this week, and then they just didn't do anything at all with that. So I'm just very confused here. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you think is going on at Rockstar? What do you think their plans are? Probably over the next couple weeks, we have some new Halloween events and content to look forward to, so that is good news for all GTA Online players. But I think with all that said, that's all we have time for here today, and we're going to wrap things up right here. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today.